so I can get started because I want to talk tonight. I do realize I have a lot of new viewers, and sometimes I talk. Don't say that, Omega Red. Don't say that. I'm live. Tap in. Let me tell everybody I'm live real quick. I do realize it's some new people following me, and sometimes I talk really quickly because I think people already know, and a lot of times they just don't know. So I'm gonna do. Thank you, Sewell. I'm gonna do a little bit of recap. Right, 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 Chisipio. Right. It's crazy. I don't know how. Like every other live, like all my wrenches be gone. I'm thinking I'm putting them back on from my phone because this is crazy. It was the name that came and stuck. Oh, okay, Ashley. I was like, what you going by unknown? I know you. That's right. Hey, Dwayne. Hey, brother. I'm printing out what you sent me and going to distribute to the family. Oh, thank you so much. It was an honor to work with you. It was such an honor to work with you. I'm glad, that you're satisfied. And like I said, once you're my client forever. Anytime I find something on your family, I always pull it and send it to you. And I'm going to be taking another trip to Washington soon, guys. So I don't know who's all in the Metro Atlanta area. By Washington, I mean Washington, Georgia. Washington, Georgia was established before Washington, D.C. So a lot of the congressional files that we would think would be housed in Washington are actually housed in Washington, Georgia. So I've been there, and we're going back. And I'm trying to debate whether I want to take a group of people or just go with my regular team, or just, because the last time I went to Washington, it was very, very interesting. I learned a lot through a lot of files. They have some of the oldest documents in America in Washington, Georgia. Yeah, niggas, they have some oldest records. All of the old Senate records, all the old Congress records, the Continental Congress records. I mean, they have all of those records, like housed in a little bitty hick town in Georgia, in Washington, Georgia. So, you plan to hit the road yourself Friday. Oh, good. So I may take a group of people. You say you're in Atlanta. Okay. Well, I may put a group of us together, and we may just go as a group this time, because it's so much to explore. That way I can teach, kind of like do like an on-site training, like teach a group of people how to research the plat books and the head rights, because here in Georgia they go by a head right, but the head right and the land patent is the same thing. We so appreciate you, Chief. You really bring your families together. Oh, me and Kay Relaford was just talking about. Oh, look, that's what we're supposed to do. I'm just, that's what I'm supposed to do. If I went on here to help y'all, let me tell you, y'all have been through me under all the buses. Blackfoot Apple, I'm helping as many people as I can right now. I don't like to take on too many clients at one time, just because, I have a lot of other stuff to do. Like I have my company to run and stuff. So I don't want to it seems like the more people I take on, the slower I am with getting orders out on time. And then I still have to travel to sites and pick up records and stuff like that. So I'm going to be able to be in a position soon where I can bring more people on, because I actually have a team of people who go with me to pull records. So I have more people in a minute. So yeah, that trip to Washington, if y'all want to ride and y'all like in Metro Atlanta, we can roll. We can all roll. Now I want to show y'all this. I want to show y'all something. Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be putting the admins. Okay, wait. Let me put the admins back. I don't know why these idiots keep taking my admins. It's so crazy. So crazy. Let's see. Hey, Rising Star. Hey, love. Hey, love. Hey, love. Hey, love. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, and as I see the moderators, I'll make y'all a moderator as I see y'all. As I see you all come in, I'll make you a moderator again because they took my moderators again. Oh, you would love to go, Jane? Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, y'all, the stuff that's in these hick towns, like it really opens your eyes. It opened my eyes all the way up, you know. I want to show y'all this land patent that I thought was very interesting. And this just shut so many people up about the whole, are we indigenous or are we not indigenous? This one land patent right here just like shuts everything down. Let me show y'all. I saw this when I was just perusing through the records because I'm trying to see what's been added, what's been deleted at this system, right? I was just perusing through the records and I saw this. This says, I'm going to talk about Jessica. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. This says, I hope y'all can see. Can y'all see this? I might actually have to put the link to this file in the chat. That's how important this record is. Let me put the link to this record in the chat. This record says, and this is the biggest that I could make it. For the name, it says colored girl. What? For the name, now it's an Indian allotment. An Indian allotment. Let me just be clear. This document type, because when you're looking at the Bureau of Land Management, it'll tell you what type of document it is. It was many different types of land patents given out, many different types by many different tribes and many different kings and many different chiefs, but all in this landmass, right? This is an Indian allotment. And for the name, it says colored girl. Colored girl. And the patent is still live. Okay. It is still live. She was a colored girl, an Indian of the Cheyenne or Arapaho. That's all I can say about it. Y'all see where it says, let me see, can I make this big so y'all can see that color? Let me see what I can make this big so y'all can see it say colored. An Indian of the Cheyenne or Arapaho. I hope y'all can see that. So I put the link in the chat. Anytime somebody talking this crazy mess about the land patents were given to colonizers and all this and that, they said they hear an Indian girl who was colored. Now, last I checked, our mama and grandmama and them got colored on their birth certificates. Wow. For colored girls only, okay? I said, wait till I show the people this. Let me zoom in because I know the haters watching because they always be spamming and flagging my videos so the numbers can fluctuate, go up and down. 100% proof. 100% proof. Yes, an Indian allotment, coffee shop, colored girl, Cheyenne or Arapaho, just like my great grandma was full-blooded Arapaho. So people know very, very well who you are. Oh, but they are playing dumb. Oh, the playing dumbness is real. Okay? The playing dumbness is real. It wasn't no brown, red, yellow back in that day. Omega Red. This the late 1800s. Is you were colored, you was a nigga. They just recently started with that brown, black, and we all colored thing. This just recently happened. Back in that day, colors was getting hung. Okay. Back in that day, you find me a pink foot that got colored on their birth certificate. You ain't have it. That color was short for copper color. That's what that was short for. Okay, so it ain't no red foot. Ain't no pink foot. That there's color. Okay. It's there you go. In due time, copper color. So yeah, y'all got the link in the chat to that file. And if I meant to show y'all for people who are looking to learn how to work this land patent, it was some new files added. And a lot of you are asking me about South Carolina. So I'm just gonna give you one of the I know you know Mega Red. I'm just gonna give y'all a source for South Carolina. But as you can see, let me see. South Carolina was added to BLM. There's nothing in Allendale, which is strange because that's some of the oldest artifacts were found in Allendale. So I don't know why nothing would be there. Either way, South Carolina was added. There are some records on here for South Carolina. There are some that aren't on here for South Carolina. Either way, here go another source. Yes, they're trying to appropriate color through the modern people of color terms. Now, yes, they are. Absolutely. They absolutely are. Hey, honey bunny. Absolutely are. They absolutely are trying to appropriate it. Okay, so let me stop sharing it. Now, it's just much easier for me to help groups of y'all at one time. So if you are on the coast of Georgia, and I know some of y'all need individual help. I'm by no means trying to not help you out individually. I just can't get to y'all quick enough. So that's why I put out some of the sources where you can start doing like preliminary searches, and I can, help you with a deep dive, Here is a source for South Carolina. Let me show y'all this. And it's pretty good. I have used it many times. This is one of the few. Now South Carolina also have a vault, and I know a few of you have heard me mention state vaults. So these state vaults, each state has a vault where information is stored, and you can go inside of the vault and get information as well. So this website is called archivesindex.sc.gov. Okay. archiveindex.sc.gov. Now, anybody from South Carolina here, give me a name so I could put in. Who from South Carolina? Somebody from South Carolina, give me a name so I could put in. So you can just kind of see. Give me a name. So I can put who in here from South Carolina. Anybody from South Carolina, give me a name so that I can type in so you can see a first and last name. Gotta be first and last name. First and last name, y'all. Golly. Okay, did I have one? Did I have a first and last name? Okay. Did somebody put a first and last name? Are these just all last name? Okay. God, now it's going too fast. Okay. Evan, Pannel. Okay, that's very unusual. So let's see. Is Evan the first name? If so, you're gonna put the last name first. See, they got slave. It automatically stuff automatically start popping up. See where it says slave. I wonder, can y'all see this drop down menu? Yeah, y'all can see it. Can y'all see the drop down menu? So you're gonna put the last name first, Pannal. Okay, did I spell that right? Hold on, I spelled that right. Where was that, Evan Pannell? Where was it? Okay, there it is. Let me put it on the screen so I can see it. I'm just showing y'all how to use this system real quick. Pannell. Pannell. See, I have a David, a James, and a William. I don't have an Evan. So because I have a Pannell and that's not a common name, I'm gonna go into these 3 Pannells. Can y'all see this? Can y'all see my screen? Can y'all see my screen? I'm going to go into these 3 Pannells to see whether I can find Evan. So let's go on David and see. So I hope y'all can see my screen. Let's go on to David. What is this child? Chester District. These transcripts. This is an estate book from Spartanburg, from the Spartanburg district. Estate book from the Spartanburg. Let me click on this image and see. It says Christopher. Oh, this is for man who is. Hold on, let me see what they say right quick. I give device and Christopher. This is a will who is in at David Pannell's in Fairfield. David Pannell in Fairfield. So there's a David Pannell who has a corporation in Fairfield. Let me put in Pannell one more time. Pannell. Right. Is it Anderson? Well, okay. So if I put in Pannell with 1 L, then more options come up. If I put it in with 2 L's, then less options come up. So I just really wanted to show y'all how this system worked. So whoever that was that put the Pannell in here, Stephen Terrell, go into this system tonight and go through all of these Pannells. Okay, Stephen, go through all of these Pannells and see, can you find Evan? Because these could very well be some of Evan's brothers, his father, his uncle. It could very well be any on it. There you go. Okay, so let me put the link. That link. Where's the link? It's archive index sc.gov. So, and like I said, if you are in the coastal Georgia, I have found coastal Georgia records on there. You'll probably find coastal North Carolina records on there as well as Tennessee. So it's a very good source for that area. And at this point, we're searching for land records, basically, so we can get our birthright back. You know, not only while we're getting our birthright back, we're learning stories about our ancestors, okay? We're learning so many stories about our ancestors just by looking at these records, because you will find a record, a land record, where your ancestors was, and you'll easily find the Indian tribe there. So if you want to look up treaties and see which treaties your ancestors were connected to, you're welcome, Stephen. If you want to see which treaties your people were connected to, it's easier to go this route and look at the land, and then look at the Indians who were in that area. Not only that, if you look in the land patent system on Glow Records, a lot of the files literally have Indian on them. And let me just clarify this, because I feel like I have to get on here every time I get on, I have to defend myself from some kind of comment somebody made, or some kind of comment somebody left on my video. I never said I was the only one who knew about allodial titles. I never said that. I said I was the one who brought it to the forefront. I also said that we stopped talking about this land situation. A lot of people stopped talking. I think Empress Hover said this too. A lot of people stopped talking about this land situation because Martin Luther King was talking about this land situation, and he got murdered. So that scared a lot of people from talking about this land situation. So I didn't say I made up allodial titles. I said I pushed it out to the forefront. So when people say they already knew about allodial titles, they knew, then you question, okay, so if you knew, why you didn't tell me? If you knew about this stuff, why withhold this kind of information from people who are oppressed? Why withhold this information from people who are trying to get restitution, reparations? That's the kind of ammo, that's the kind of fuel that we need when we're trying to go after people who stole our family stuff. So no, I didn't say I made up allodial titles. I didn't say I was the only one who knew. I said I brought it to the forefront because I wasn't scared. Now that a crash dummy, if you will, that came out the forefront talking about this, not everybody is talking about it. So people who knew this information was sitting back with the information, but waiting on somebody else to say it, so somebody else can be targeted, so somebody else can have their whole condo bugged, wiretap, so somebody else have to hire private investigators, so somebody else can get death threats behind it. Okay, so somebody else can get their social media deleted, flagged, and all this game stalking stuff that's going on. That's what I said. Okay, so just so we're clear, a lot of people know a lot of stuff that they don't talk about, and that's no better than a gatekeeper. In fact, that's what a gatekeeper is: a person who withheld knowledge from the masses. That's exactly what a gatekeeper is. It ain't none of this boogeyman stuff that everybody else is trying to say it is. What a gatekeeper is person who hold valuable information back from the public. If you know something that can help somebody or save somebody, you go ahead and tell them. Because y'all will take the information even further than I'll take it. Thank you, Bronze Flat Power, for sharing my live. I appreciate you. Some of y'all will take the information even further. Okay, this ain't really about who read it first, or who knew it first, or who got their land back first. It's about spread the message to the community so that we'll be a force when we go after these people to try to get everything back. If we're able to do a class action lawsuit, which I've talked to a couple of attorneys about doing a class action lawsuit about this whole land situation, that is not a far-fetched idea. Now, I'll also say, people are getting their land back. There are a lot of people who don't deal with attorneys. For whatever reason, they think attorneys are whatever they think attorneys are. The process for you will be a little bit slower. It's easier to pay an attorney to get this stuff done so that you can either start collecting royalties from your ancestors' land, or so you can get it back outright. A lot of people are getting it back outright, and a lot of us are already collecting royalties off land, been collecting royalties off land. Moreover, a lot of us are already was living on the land and never moved off the land. We just have the titles back. That means you go and put the title back on the record, and that puts your ancestor back on the title. So whatever you say on that land trumps everything that done happened on that land when your ancestors were removed off it. That's what that means. Okay. So find your titles, find these land records, comb through them, find your ancestors. You'll find your tribe that way. You know, it depends on what area you're in, C Will. You know, you're gonna because it could be a jurisdiction play. But at the end of the day, I understand some people reservations about working with attorneys. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand people's reservations about working with attorneys. You know, they may be a part of, work for the crown. I get that, but you also have a license, and if you get in trouble, you also call attorneys then. So why not try to do this for the sake of your family, for the sake of your children, and for the sake of the children coming behind you? Get an attorney to look through these land records so you can so they can put a claim together for you and they can fight for you, so that you won't have to fight for yourself. Not only that, you won't be out in the public by yourself, trying to get a piece of land back that you may not even be able to protect. You see what I'm saying? So thank you, Chief Jonesy. Chief Janice was earthquake worthy. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hurricane energy for the knowledge. We made the knowledge board, period. Thank you, Chief Jones. Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate all y'all. I appreciate everybody who support me. I appreciate everybody who try to understand me, try to understand where I'm coming from. And, I appreciate everything. But I want to talk about tonight, like I said, I ain't gonna keep y'all on here long. Hey, learning and building. Hey, love. I wanna bring something to y'all attention. Okay. I want to bring something to y'all attention. I titled this broadcast "The Islamic State." I titled this broadcast "The Islamic State." Because for one, I feel like we are about to have a repeat of what was going on during World War I. What do you mean, Janice? During World War I, it seemed like it was a war that was happening in a whole nother country. Okay. A war that was happening in a whole nother country. But then you take into account all of the massacres that happened over here on this landmass, and it makes you think about, even the Militia Act of 1903, which basically militarized refugees, all able-bodied men, I think from ages 17 to 50 or 17 to 45 or something like that. It militarized them into basically a guard, a state militia, a state-run militia that could be federalized at any moment. These people stayed in military reservations. They called them encampments. And anytime there was an uprising, these people were called. Any kind of uprising. For example, what happened in Tulsa? What happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma? These people were militarized. That was the National Guard that went against your ancestors. And we could back it up back to World War I, that era where so many people came in on boats over here, and the government would literally compartmentalizing people. They'll say, oh, you can fight, you can do this XYZ. And from all of those people, they created a military force just from foreigners. Red Summer happened during that time. There was a whole string of massacres that happened during that time where your people were murdered. I'm just talking about y'all people in Arkansas, in Chicago, this whole Red Summer thing. Down in Houston, there was a group of Black militiamen who were defending some people in the community. They were a militia, but they were defending people. They were helping people. And some of them were lynched and the rest were jailed, and so the militias, although there was the act of 1903, I think it used to be called the Dick Act. As funny as that sounds, but it's called the Militia Act. It was uneven. So you had the Elaine massacre, where droves of people were murdered. You even had a massacre here multiple massacres here in Georgia. There's one here in Jasper, Georgia, Monticello, where literally 100 white men who were militarized by the state came in and literally started murdering Black families in the city. Same thing happened in Forsyth. These uprisings were happening in Mississippi. You have the Camilla massacre. These massacres were happening all over. And it's not because white people just randomly did it. They were militarized. So they were already ready. They were already ready. But our people did not know that there was an encampment. They did not know that there were military reservations. They thought the military was for them. They thought the military was put in place to protect them and the land. However, these militias were put in place to take the land. And so much land was taken. And as you look through these records, you'll also be able to see what I'm saying. So much land was taken during this time. I want to fast forward to us, what we're going through now. We just had lots of Islamic people to come in here to America. And my eyebrows are raised a little bit, for the simple fact that we are going through our own, quarantine. They say COVID is bad and all this stuff. But so many refugees were just let in. And if history is to repeat itself, will these people be militarized? Is my question. Now, when Biden pulled out of Afghanistan, or wherever he just pulled out from, he left weapons, so forth and so on over there. The people, the refugees who came over here from Asia, from India, they were put at military bases. This raises my eyebrows even further. This Islamic regime of militant men are now here on American soil. And in so many cities where they were released, the crime rate has shot through the roof. I'd be fooled to not put two and two together, or at least not question it, just so that I could try to protect my family or try to protect my community. I at least question it. Today it was released that it's released by The Guardian, many other sources. Let me show y'all. Let me find the link. The Guardian and many sources released today. They released this. Let me show y'all. Islamic State in Afghanistan could have capacity to strike the U.S. The U.S. intelligence community has assessed that Islamic State in Afghanistan could have the capacity of attacking the United States in as little as 6 months, and has the intention to do so, a senior Pentagon official has told Congress. The intelligence community currently assesses that both ISIS-K, Islamic State, Khorasan Province, the Afghan-based group, and Al-Qaeda have the intent on conducting external operations, including against the United States, but neither currently has the capacity to do so. We could see ISIS-K generate the capability in somewhat between 6 to 12 months. Now, it's so many articles, that hit the news today about Islam coming over here to wage war on America. Are we ready for that kind of stuff? Is my question. Are we ready? Because this quietly was released to the news today. It's just, I'm just on this shit like a hawk, because I'm watching this stuff and it's like an ancestor telling me, hey, look, don't let it repeat with y'all what happened with us. Why, how do they know that we'll get attacked by Islam in the next 6 months? How do they know? Is it because they left military grade equipment over there? Is this why they're making our military men take the vax so that they can perhaps die off and we will have no protection on the ground? Have our military already been infiltrated? See, I came on here to talk to y'all tonight. I came on here because we have a lot of different groups here in America. We have a lot of different groups here in America. But the Islam are getting ready to attack us, and we have done nothing to nobody. We ain't did nothing. We ain't did nothing to nobody. We got entertainment distracting us. We got infighting distracting us. We got all kind of groups. Can we militarize the fraternities? Can we militarize the Masons? Hell, can we militarize the Moors at this point? And I know they say Islam, so hopefully they won't be on their side. Whatever need to be done now. And also, I wanted to, because I know I got some Moors that follow me. Y'all be saying Islam online. Islam, don't do it. Don't do it. because it's a group, it's an Islamic based group that's coming over here to fight us. And if you're online saying the same thing, even even if you're a part of the organization, because they do have so-called black people that's a part of the bigger picture. That's a militia group, a large militia group. Okay. So they do have niggas involved in their group. In fact, the picture that I shown, that's a group of Africans. But they are a part of the Islamic State. They fight with the Afghans, literally. So I know the US is not America, but when you look at the whole picture, these people are on our ground right now. Oshun, they're here right now. So they're not looking at, well, who is a part of the corporation and who is indigenous. No, they're here right now. While all this infighting is going on, especially the men who like to fight with women, can you militarize people? Because these folks here not in your city right now. And some good brothers on here. You know, it's some good brothers on here. I'm warning y'all now to stop saying Islam online. It's an Islamic group. This came from the Pentagon. It's an Islamic group about to wage war on America. Hopefully, y'all can militarize and protect these communities. Some people kind of already been making protection forces with this whole Circle the Block initiative. I know a couple of men on here have already done it, but somehow these communities will have to be protected, because if we look at the people who were militarized in the early 1900s, which we actually just had a absolute repeat of 1919 and 1920. Every time your people had an uprising, a group of state militias under this act was militarized to quell the movement, whether that means murder or torture or whatever the case may be. Most states, majority of the states, have state militias that can be militarized at any given point. Not for you. Not for you in particular. Because I don't know why they would protect you, but would actually murder your ancestors. They have no reason to protect you. Now, if we look at the whole, let's just look at the whole bigger picture, the entire bigger picture. There was a group of Asians that came in, put a virus in your area, and they put the ventilators in your area, and then people start being taken out. Okay. And that material from those dead bodies was used. I'll get to that later. Then they put some on the books about Asian hate crimes where you couldn't do nothing about it. Okay. And now another group of Asians, so they have on a different uniform. They call Islamic. Islam are coming here, are already on the ground here. They're already on the ground here. Let's not be fooled. They're saying they can strike in as little as 6 months, but they're already here on military bases, literally. And don't be fooled, because every time they show videos of these Afghan refugees, these Taliban, they always make sure a child is in the shot so that it'll look harmless. Oh, they're just here because they need help. I was joking Friday that they got free housing and all that, and 200,000. That's very true. You know, all jokes aside, these people are very much murderers. Okay? Every time you look at this stuff in the media, You'll see a child waving. That's just to disalarm you. Look at the crime rate in your communities. Look at the fact that a lot of these new murders are unsolved. So all of a sudden, nobody sees nothing. It's cameras on every block. Every house got a ring light. Cars got cameras on them. My car got a camera on it, front and back. So it's cars with cameras on it that can pick up stuff. But all of a sudden, nobody sees nothing. So I want to make sure that I alert y'all with what I see, what I hear. And we able-bodied people need to make sure we're able to protect the elderly and the children. Just like every other race, every other community will protect their elderly and protect their children. We need to do the same thing so that America does not become a killing field. Hopefully, the Pentagon will be able to quell this situation. You know, hopefully, those of you who are in the military, talk this stuff through with your military friends. I don't know whether the military people got the message today. I know some of y'all took the shot, some of y'all didn't take the shot, so it's something going on with the military. But all the Negroes, niggas, Nagas, American Indians who are a part of the military, be ye aware that it's about to be war on your soil, on the soil that your ancestors own, on the soil that you are an heir to. It's about to be war on your allodial titles. So if that means you got to put some people together and train them just to be on the safe side, do that. Now really it's not the time to withhold information and tactics and stuff like this from each other. You really need to teach people. Teach your wife how to shoot. Teach your girlfriend how to use a gun. Everybody need to know. Okay? And like I said, about them goddamn high points, we probably can't windmill in this situation. You probably need to go ahead and get a real one, because these people on the ground right now. And we don't know how this is fleshed out because we don't have nobody on the inside. No matter who called who what. We don't really have anybody on the inside that can tell us, hey, you know, they finna hit Chicago first, or hey, they're gonna hit Kansas first. We don't have nobody to get intel from, because even if we would have had somebody to get intel from, you know, we done call these people so many names. Not me, but you know, we done shame these people so bad that, you know, people who are in the higher ups, they're not even really gonna talk to nobody. To be honest, they get called all kind of cool names and stuff. So if they have some intel, they sure not gonna share it. So we don't have nobody to tell us what's going on so that we can prepare. So I'm just here to say, stop it. Completely vulnerable. That's right. I'm just here to say, we're gonna have to protect ourselves. You know, it's like we got to protect ourselves from everybody. You got regular niggas that don't like you. You got regular niggas that don't like you for whatever reason, and then now you got Islam here. You know, so just like before with our ancestors, exactly. I seen them riding in the community. The problem is when I'm telling brothers about the Arabs are scoping out our communities, it's like talking to a brick. Either way, it's going to be a war. They don't want to give up the land. They don't. They really don't. They know it's yours. Thank you, George. They know it's yours. Now it's just a problem when people say it's yours. They know it's yours. They know it's yours. Yeah, it's war on the borders already, Susu. It is, you know. But somehow there's so many distractions. There's so many distractions in the media. They suck people in, to these different subject matters that don't matter, and it takes your eyes off the border. These are your borders to defend. You see the loaded titles, you see the land records. These land records got your ancestors' name on it. Yeah, the North Africans too. That's what my shot is from. That's a group of North Africans, and you got Africans on here telling y'all ain't from America and battling y'all back and forth. They could very well be a part of this Islamic group. They don't ever turn their cameras on, a lot of them. You really don't know. We really don't know. We really don't know how deep this militia goes. We don't know how deep this militia goes. That's probably why my Mideastern neighbors are always staring out the window since I moved to my home a year ago. Wow. Look, you better be strapped in that house. They using corner stores and stores to scope out communities. Yes. It's too much talk, so now they're provoking issues, vax, food shortages, and now infiltration. We're already at war. Yes, we are, SBDM. We are. And it's like the war is always on our community. And you know why it's on your community now, because you are the title holders, whether you want to know it or not. You are the title holders. Did I say I got my phone lines on tonight? You are the title holders, whether you want to know it or not. Let's make sure my number ain't up. Who is that just calling me? Yes, we're the ones that matter. They're definitely Middle Eastern. Wow. What is Biden doing with the oil? I don't know. No oil the next few years. How is that? Somebody said Biden is drinking the oil. He sleep. Susu, you are crazy. The neighbor was Indian territory. Look, this situation is something that we all need to put our eyes on. When you get out this live, call one person and tell them, put your eyes on this situation. This stuff was released today and released quietly today. I mean, it was released quietly today. So, the neighborhood you live in was Indian territory. Chief Gaya Sutta. I will. BCG Biden computer program. Like I said, I don't even think Biden up there. I think we have an invasion, and these Afghans, these Islamic, God, man, it's just so crazy how, that Moorish group, they said they're Asiatic, if you're an Aboriginal and you in that group, like, we really got to denounce a lot of these organizations. Because I know it's a lot of innocent people tied up into these organizations that they just don't know. They're just searching for truth and got tied up. But y'all better look at the bigger picture. When you're involved in organizations, you may have to denounce them because you don't know who's who. Those of you who have land, those of you whose ancestors have land, y'all got to go ahead and denounce these organizations. And you ain't got to make no loud publication online. You just need to fall back all the way back. Because when you're talking about the United States military, okay, against foreign invaders, and then you're doing the same thing they're doing, you're gonna be grouped right into them. If y'all may already be grouped into them, we don't know. They sure came after me about teaching about this land situation. So they may be grouped into them fucking people. I mean, this shit crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. I live in NYC. Over the last 5-6 years, the brown Asians have been getting city jobs like crazy. Where do FOI stand on the situation? Aren't they Muslim? Is the FOI Muslim? Aren't they? And isn't that fruit of Islam? So that's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of people who didn't know they were indigenous got tied into a lot of these organizations that they didn't know the full story on. They were just seeking knowledge and a brotherhood or a sisterhood or a community. So if you tie even the fruit of Islam, if you tied into the fruit of Islam, and Islam about to come over here and wage war on America, whose side are you fighting on? Because you got to fight. You know, this says able-bodied men from 17 to think about it, how they've been knew this information and that they're revolutionary, but it's just now coming to the forefront with Chief Janice. Yeah, I mean, I can go back and look at the people who attacked me over this information and look at their affiliation. And I'm trying to see like yeah, Farrakhan know we're indigenous. There are a lot of Africans working at the ports in Houston. So are we supposed to look at all the Islam groups now? Because they're calling this the Islamic State. So the Pentagon is looking at all of the Islam groups, all of them. They're not saying Afghans. They're literally calling it Islam. So they're not pointing out one Islam group. They're calling it the Islamic State. So every Islam group is going to be grouped. That's what the Pentagon is doing. That Janice ain't the Pentagon. Please don't go back. For the trolls who are watching, please don't go back and say Janice made up something called the Pentagon. That's an actual place. Okay. Are they grouping all the Islamic groups together? Or have they always been together? Have they always been together? Pull up the video of the arrest. None of them was black. The rise of the Moors, yes, some of them was black. Yeah, some of them was black, but some of them wasn't. They was all colors of people. They was all colors of people. On Susu. I mean, not Susu. Who put that up there? They were all colors of people. All skin folks show ain't kinfolk. Plenty of them in North Georgia. Why Islam, not ISIS? Now, ISIS is a group inside of the Islamic State. That's what they're saying. ISIS is just one of the groups. The boys in North Africa got the same flag that the boys, the military, because you know, it's two different flags. Every organization, every militia group got two different flags. They got a peace flag and they got a war flag. So Shakir Bey, this is the same thing they did when everyone was calling themselves Indians. If you said you were Indian, they would kill you. Yes. That's what I'm saying. We got to make sure they can't say they're not against the government. They say they're from North Africa, haven't they? The North Africans, the photo that I posted, I just Googled Islamic State. And all of these different photos came up. These were different colored men. so-called black men, so-called white-looking Islamic men. But they all fight for whatever reason the same fight. Janice, look up IUIC. Let me write that down. Now, I'm asking a tough question. Is FOI in the Moors? I know there are two Islamic groups. Have they ever taken up for the community? I mean, have they ever fought? I know the Million Man March happened, but as it relates to militia and fighting back when our people were murdered in mass, because these groups been around for a long time, right? The Moors has the oldest treaty with America, right? The Moors has the oldest treaty with America. And I explained the treaty. I said it was maritime, but they used the treaty to say all kind of other stuff. So to use the treaty to say all kind of other stuff, have they ever, and the Hebrew Israelites, have they ever IUIC is the Black KKK ran by Nathan. Wow. Have they ever taken up arms to help the community? So they have the oldest treaty with America, right? So they say they have the oldest, longest standing treaty with America. Yes, the Pentagon is looking at everybody, cuz this just came out today. And yeah, that's right. Our brothers go to jail, and then they learn about this Islam stuff. So they become like militia in jail almost. That I know it was a ransom note because I read the ransom note. I read it out loud, and it had everything to do with protecting our ships when we go over there. But they use that treaty for whatever. So with them using that treaty for whatever, I want to know, have they ever protected the community? Have they ever did? Because they was around back when all these massacres was happening. This Red Summer was happening. The massacres in East St. Louis, and the massacres at Lake Lanier, and the massacres in Jasper and Camilla, and in Mississippi, and in Houston, in Chicago. Did the Moors take up arms against the white militia? NOI is not connected to traditional Islam, but it don't matter if they're traditional or non-traditional. If they say Islam, if they're Muslim. Now look at this now. The Christians and the Muslims, although I think they're the same nigga, at the end of the day, they've been fighting these religious wars forever. So it don't matter whether they're traditional or non-traditional. The Pentagon is grouping all of them in the same category because they called it the Islamic State. They didn't specify which type of Islam. They just called it the Islamic State. So y'all saying the Moors never took arms against the white people to help the community? Somebody said never. No. They never put in no work on our behalf. Nope. Never. Not just chatting. Okay. Never. Okay. No, Islamic State. You got to go read what these people are saying. The Moors are Eastern Hemisphere people. It's a lot of Moors over here, though. That's what I'm saying. I met the Moors group when I got here on YouTube. You don't really hear about it outside of YouTube, but it's a lot of them here on here on YouTube. They say Islam all the time. So some of these people who don't turn their cameras on, y'all telling me these people are from some Eastern Islamic State? Never they separate themselves. They assisted the white man. You got to put in Islamic State. Y'all know NOI is led by Asians. Look at Elijah. Oh, man. Moors taught the white people and were in cahoots with them. They infiltrated people's bloodlines. Yeah. So I'm just telling y'all, Aborigines, Indians, Negroes, Nagas, whatever y'all want to call yourself today, if you don't fully understand these organizations, back away slowly. Back away slowly. Actually, back away fast. Because you don't, if they have the oldest running treaty with America, you are America. They have a treaty with you. Like the brother said, and I pointed out too, it was a ransom note. But let's call it a treaty for the sake of their language, right? They call it a treaty, so let's call it a treaty. If they have a treaty with America, you are America. So you don't fight on the side of the people who have a treaty with America. You are America. You are the actual title holders. And at this point, Moors are not Aboriginal Americans. No, they're not. No, they're not. Moore. Ore is. Moor is people inside of that group who are Aboriginal. It's people inside of that group who are Indians. The entire group is not. That's what I'm saying. For the people who have been following this, Moors are from Morocco. Thank you. I mean, you can go to Morocco government website and see that. They are literally from Morocco. Now, some of them tried to make the claim that Morocco is in America. But if Morocco was in America, the Morocco people wouldn't have to have no treaty with America. That ain't how it works. You already in America. So your treaty would have been from the tribe to America, not a whole nother country to a whole nother country. Now, for the people who are inside of that organization who heard you was Indian, a lot of y'all, like I said, and this is me taking up for y'all. I know I joke on the chicken bucket hats and all that, but this is me as your sister, as your fellow, as a person that's in your race, as a person that is a part of your culture. We don't share the same religions, we don't share the same beliefs. But if your grandmama, your great grandmama was from here, you don't need to be tied up. You don't need to be tied up in that right now. Never really. But you don't need to be tied up in that right now because the Pentagon looking. Okay. Now, those foreign Moors claimed to be indigenous for the sake of land. Because like I said, the Moorish group, they've been knew about allodial titles. They're just keeping it from y'all. They've been knew about allodial titles a long time ago. They've been knew about allodial titles. So who taught them about it? Is the question. Who taught them about it and why they didn't teach y'all about it? This whole thing is about land and it's as if you fight back, if you protect yourself, then somehow you are targeted. Yes, some of these, change their ancestral name, cut their hair, and adorn European garbs. Yes. Don't fall for it. It ain't just me telling y'all. It's multiple people in this chat telling y'all. The Pentagon said Islamic State. They did not separate the Moors from that. So I know a lot of people learn about this Moor stuff in prison. All the laws and all the codes that do not work when you go to a courthouse. So you end up hiring an attorney anyway. That's that part. You end up hiring an attorney anyway. So if you are a part of this organization, that's just my warning. Go look at what hit the media today. Boxing Empire. I don't know. I'm really not here to teach how it's more limited to Morocco. However, you can go to the Morocco government website and see. You can go to the Morocco government website and see. I love y'all too. I love you too. I love you too. When you sign up, you become a slave on paper to the Moorish Science Temple. They own you and all your assets. And that's what I'm saying. That seemed like a treat to me too. Because I ain't me a nigga finna put me under their trust. Yes, that means they do own you and all your assets. But again, if somebody is thirsting for knowledge, then they'll sit there and listen to that stuff. And they'll sit there and, you know, try to take it in. Because like I said, it's a lot of people that are innocent that's just tied up in that group. A lot of people don't know. They're innocent. A lot of people don't know their great grandmama and them had land and stuff. A lot of people, especially the men, a lot of the men don't know they're already heirs to America. So you can't be tied up in nobody can put you in no trust. You know, they do be talking crazy, Mark. Ben Eli Bay said that's not true. Okay. You know, I don't know which part is not true, but Elodium, it's bad, Neek. Bad. You know, we can make a phone call. You know. There you go, Copper Aborigine. It's not limited, but it started there. And so, you know, that being said, you know, either way, what I'm saying is, because there's some of them I really like because they be on my even the Washita. It's even something in the name Washita because it's Oshita in most places. So even that could have been a flip of the words, and you know, you're bringing people into the organization who you know own allodial titles, who you know own land, especially these men who you know are a direct heir to certain land. You're targeting them, teaching them this information, and now putting them under your trust. And now you secretly own their land, and they're supposed to never know. See, that's the part. Because when I first came on here, the people who were on me the most, calling me the most names, were Moors. And the ones who tried to understand, they're still here today on my post. Because they went and found out that, damn, they are heirs. You know? So the trust can't be for your protection, being El Bay. It can't be for your protection because I just asked the question, did the Moors ever protect the nigga community? And everybody in here said no. So how can the trust be for your protection? Your protection against what? Your protection against what? It's not for your protection. Our people got slaughtered. The Elaine Massacre, Red Summer, East St. Louis, Chicago. There's a massacre happened up in New York. So the Moors didn't protect the people in Oklahoma. That's what I'm saying. So it can't be for no protection. It's got to be something else. And all I'm telling y'all is, y'all better go find y'all family and stop leaning on these groups. Because these groups gonna tuck and hide. Some of these groups might fight. These Islam groups might fight. But a lot of these other groups gonna tuck and hide when this shit go down. Y'all think his aren't really the most one? What I saw a post earlier about the Washita Moor leader first time hearing about it's really the tribe is really Washita. I don't really know when it changed to Washita, but I know a lot of times, you know, names were changed around. But I hope it wasn't changed from Washita to Washita for nefarious reasons. Kwame told y'all about being in groups. I'm telling you, don't forget about Rosewood. Thank you. Let me not forget about Rosewood. It's just so many massacres happen. And who took up arms, you know? Save yourself and your family and build with like-minded Aborigines. That's right, Chief Scipio. Morrison protect Louisiana. So again, you know, don't allow people, especially the men, you know, because the government, you know, they already have militias. They have state militias that people don't even pay attention to. And let me clarify, the state militia is different from the National Guard. The state militia, really they the real militia group. You know, the National Guard ain't really even real militias to me. Yeah, watchdog, Johnny come later. The state militias are the real ones who be knocking people off. They're the real ones who be knocking people off. And then, I mean, you can read all this stuff online about the state militias. Most states have militias that are separate from the National Guard. So if there is an uprising in the government want to take people out, they can use the state militia. You know, the gang stalking goes through the state militia. Now, some of these groups that y'all are part of could very well be a part of the state militias, and that's the part that ain't told to the public. Either way, I'm telling y'all, if y'all are part of these groups and you don't understand the fullness of it, you might want to rethink it, you know, back away slowly or fastly and go look for your ancestors and seek the wisdom and knowledge and the guidance from your ancestors. They'll give you the guidance. They'll definitely give you the guidance. Yes, Moors, Moores, are Americans. Yes. Yep, it's a stolen identity taken from the Moore family. Thank you. And I'm telling you, people in the Moore family, they know that too. You will never see a Moore saying that they are a Moor, Moor, ever. They cannot, them elders in that Moore family cannot stand it. They can't stand it. Because it was a stolen identity. And they probably wasn't one that targeted those Moore family members for their land, you know. And Moors own a lot of land, absolutely. I mean, in every state. And it don't say M-O-O-R on the patents. It say M-O-O-R-E. And that wasn't the same thing. It was not the same thing. I was born a Moor. There you go. Dry bones rising. They own a lot of land because, you know, they're indigenous. My neighbor is a Moor, not a Moor. There you go. Thank you, Learning and Building, for the super chat. I appreciate you. For the building fund, not the super chat. Chief Janice, they helped take us down. Wow. Look up Lincoln the Lawyer and the Moor. King Aquiel. Are you a Moor, King Aquiel? Barry Sanders is from Wichita, Kansas. No, ma'am. Blood Moor. There you go, India. They stole the name Moore because they had more. Shut up, Makeup Red. You are so crazy. You are so crazy. No problem. Learning and Building. I know a lot of Moors too. My grandma's a Moor. I'm bloodline too. I'm bloodline too. That's how I know they got a lot of land. If your last name Moore, I guarantee you I can find your relative. It's 5,000 of us in Georgia. Just from my family reunion alone, it's 5,000 of us in Georgia. So that family can really take up arms, you know. And if we really do this thing right, families can really take up arms and protect, you know, and protect these communities, you know. It's a huge family. I know our family, our part here in Georgia is deep, you know. Yeah. You and I say I'm a Moor too. We probably some kin. We probably some kin. You can't say you're Moor out loud. You got to say you're Moore. You got to say you're Moore. Solomon, what state you in? I can probably tell you your ancestor in which state they moved from. South and North Carolina Moore family. Okay, you part of the Georgia clan. Stack. Um, Families make nations. Absolutely. Absolutely. California. Gosh, you're gonna have to send me an email, California. People are now just waking up. If their last name is Moore, they just finding out. Detroit, yeah, a lot of them are just finding out. But Morse is one of those families. They got a lot of land because they were on the water. They were Navy. They were Navy men. You're a Georgia boy, drop-offs? Girl, shut up. Girl, there's about 6 of us on here that's cousins. I'm talking about real life. I'm talking about first and second cousins drop on. Drop on, y'all people from Moultrie. We definitely. Yeah, California is Arapaho. Yep. We definitely cousins. I mean, definitely. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, I just, facts that, yeah, she said she from Moultrie, Jay. She definitely in our clan. Oh, she definitely in our clan. Hey, Original American 92. Hey, boo. Yes, you definitely in our clan, drop on. That's too close. That's way too close. I mean, we like 20 minutes apart. And then we were so deep down. Like I said, there's 5,000 of us here in Georgia. But the family reunions be so big, even the funerals be so big. Last funeral we had, the damn funeral was so packed. I mean, it's a lot of people. And when you look at from state to state and look at these big families in state to state, it's enough of us in these families really to get everything done. Yeah, we literally just talked about this last week, Jay. It's enough of us in each state to get stuff done. It really is. My great granddad was a Moore. Really? From the East Coast? From the East Coast? You could be part of our clan too, Original America. That would make so much sense to me. Cause boy, me and you like the same. That would make so much sense to me. Omega Red said, I'm not kidding any of you pretty ladies in here. There's Turners plenty Turners in North Carolina. Yeah, Original America, you definitely a part of our clan. If you from SC, because we had our ancestor came down from SC and came to Georgia. But they ran the whole coast too. Laying all up and down the whole coast, just like the Baileys. Moors and the Baileys was right there together. Just laying, just because they were both Navy, what we would call today Navy, Navy men. So Skittles Conway. I'm not kidding. None of you good looking people. He was a mason too. He could build all types of shit. He built houses. That's what they were doing back in the day. You were bloodline mason. A bunch of Moors in Louisiana, Texas, Turners with the burners. Wow. The Turners with the burners, please stand up, because the Alcans are here and they talking about Allah Akbar. We need the Turners with the burners. Making Georgia Moors is the same as the South Georgia Moors, Joe Simi. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's 5,000 of us. As of the last family reunion, the last count, it's 5,000 of us in Georgia. I'm an MD Moore. The secret is out. That's right. All the way out. Bloodline Moors are in here deep. Y'all all follow me over here from Facebook. I do believe. If y'all go to my Facebook, y'all probably came here from Facebook, from the family page, and just did not even know, didn't even put 2 and 2 together. We can all sing too. Yep. We have Moors and Turners from Texas. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I know the Turners in North Carolina. Do Moors have land in Arkansas? Yeah, they max out. I missed it. Yep, Cali, the Moors and the Youngs. Yep, Moors and the Youngs. Yeah, see, the Moors might be deeper than I believe that, like the common names like Moore, Wilson, Jackson, Johnson, all them families is deep. You know, all those families is deep. It's just that I know our family in particular keep good record. You know, they keep good record. Some families kind of lost a lot of the records. Our family kept a good record of, so that's why we're able to get a count. Well, I ain't even gonna take the credit for that because the older people in our family kept great record. I'm one of the new historians on the tree, you know, but they kept very good record. You know, somebody said, "What about the list?" Yeah, and the Jones family, the Moore and Jones family is on the same tree. Our great granddaddy had 2 wives. One was a Jones, and you know, he had 20 kids with one. Yeah, the real Moors. He had 20 kids with one Seppi Moore, and then he had one kid with Effie Jones. And then Effie Jones' kids had a lot of children. So it's just, you know, it's a lot of us in Georgia for sure. I know about Georgia for sure. Uh-huh. Yes. Oh, you in the South? Hutchins and Nelson's. I put some links up in here earlier. You can start by searching those links, and if you can't find anything in those links, just tell me like which city. And likely if it's a hick town, the records sometimes they didn't put the records online because they, for whatever reason, they haven't put the records online. So a lot of these hick towns, you have to actually go into them. And you know the Jones family is very prominent here in Georgia. That's the Wormslow plantation. They had the biggest plantation in the state. So they was amongst the richest, the wealthiest in the state. It was called the Wormslow plantation. That was the Jones family. Keeping up with the Joneses. And that came from them. Niggas been trying to keep up with the Joneses for a long, long time. Okay? People been trying to keep up with the Joneses for a long, long time. Nice to meet you too. People been trying to keep up with the Joneses for a long time. See that South Carolina, like I said, even the link I put up here earlier about the records, the South Carolina and Georgia, I mean, those border states, you're looking at the same family just moving down. In fact, the Yamasee was moving from South Carolina to Georgia. I mean, they was moving back and forth. These a lot of these tribes were not like just stable in one spot, especially the militia. These militias were moving. You know, they was moving because they was fighting. They was always, we the ones stop fighting. I put a link in here earlier to search South Carolina records, original American. I put the link in here earlier. Yeah, for South Carolina. To search all South Carolina records, land records. Because you know some of the records are on Go Records now, but for the ones that aren't on there, the link that I posted in here today, you can look up wills. They have wills on there. They have like the original records from South Carolina on that link. It's up in here somewhere. And that's not even counting the Moors out of state. Exactly, Jay Young. That's not even counting the Moors out of state. I will say this. There's a whole lot of sex going on. That's what it seemed like. See, like it was a whole heap of people were good and mannish. Good and damn mannish. And they have land, but his wife stole it from the father. Where? Ooh, wait, what? Oh, that went too fast. That comment went too fast. Yes, original American. You're gonna love that link. You're gonna probably be on there all night. Cause man, but like I said earlier today, in that when I was showing y'all how to work that South Carolina one, you have to put the last name in first. Put the last name in first. It won't work. It's gonna come up inconclusive. So put the last name in first. You have Turners in Culver, Texas. There's plenty massacres in Texas, man. It's just, it's so much happened to our people. Check in Pennsylvania for the more trust in Pittsburgh. I will. I will. I never knew it was a Morris Trust in Pittsburgh. Like, you just taught me something new. You just taught me something new. You know of the Watts in Texas? Not right off. Horn. The only horns I know are in South Georgia. The only horns I know is South Georgia. That's not a name you hear all the time. Can I go to court with census and other? You got to, from what I see, now, unless somebody done did something different that I don't know, people are successful with the death records and the birth certificates because that ties you back directly. Now, you can try it with the census. I never used the census records, but the birth certificates and the death certificates seem to work. Now, be mindful that because this subject matter is all out in the open, the goalposts could very well be moved on us. Okay? The goalposts could very well be moved on us. So do all you can do to get your land back. That means you got to hire an attorney. Just don't be afraid. Just don't even, you hiring them to do a specific job. That's to get your shit back. Just like if you were in a car accident. Sometimes people be in a car accident and they want to call an attorney so that they can get $300,000 back versus the $20,000. You know, so that's how you can look at it. That's how you can look at it. Let's see, where's the link? Somebody said share the link again. I tell you what, I want to share the link for, and I want to thank y'all too for believing in this mission and sharing it. We have the Elodia Hall of Nations. It is popping off. I am so excited. Thank you, Basketball Pro, for your super chat. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Keisha. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you. Thank you for your super chats. I want to, let me pin this Hall of Nations up to the top. For anybody who is interested, we are doing the Elodia Hall of Nations. We're raising money for it. We're going to get our own space. It's a lot that's going to go on in this space. As you all know, I source records. That's why we're going to, to Washington, make a trip to Washington. Because with so much happening to our files, they just get deleted overnight. They just do whatever they want to do. So we need our own place to house files. We need our own place to do events and come and get your genealogy done and so forth and so on. It's a lot that's going on here. So if you want to support, please support that effort. The Elodia Hall of Records and Commerce. We will be teaching people how to start, run, and keep businesses, how to re-earth your ancestor business, and do it the right way. I will be bringing in business professionals to get all this done. I'm not sure how long I'm going to have this GoFundMe up, because at some point I'm probably going to get tired of raising money and I'm just going to go use my own money like I always do and bootstrap stuff. Because I love raising money because I want y'all to be a part of it. But, I don't love like waiting. Because like I want to move now. I want to go start buying records now. I want to go to Washington and rack up. Because they sell records back and forth in Georgia all the time. They sell records. The National Archives sell records all the time. Like they not like one or two records. They sell you a whole box of records. That's what I want to come for. I want to come for the boxes. I want the boxes. So yeah, so we got that popping off. I think we've raised so far. Let's see what we've raised. So far, we've raised oof, we got a long way to go. We got a long way to go. So far, we raised $3,250. Thank you all for your contributions. I don't really care about super chats no more. Send it all to this page. And we got a long way to go. I just feel in my spirit that I'm gonna have to get the rest. I just feel in my spirit that I feel in my spirit that I'm gonna have to bankroll the rest. But so yeah, that's the Elodia Hall of Records. The link is up there pinned. Yeah, I do speak on Alabama sometimes. I do have a lot of history on Alabama. I love Alabama. It's so many underwater cities on Alabama. It was so many big time chiefs in Alabama that they like people don't even talk about, as if, you know how I be saying, like, you know, when you go into these hick towns, it has like all the information. Alabama is a hick state. So a lot of states got hick towns with a whole lot of information. Alabama is actually a hick state. So, I mean, you can just go from county to county and it's so much information. I found at least, let me see, hold on. I found at least three underwater cities in Alabama. At least 3. I found at least 3 underwater cities in Alabama. So, and plenty chiefs. Plenty chiefs. The Elodia Hall of Nation, that's a powerful name. Thank you, CEO. Thank you. That's what came to me. That's what dropped in my spirit. That's what dropped in my whole spirit. So yeah, I hope you all support that. Thanks to everybody who has support. Your generous donations, you know, they mean a lot. Supporting the mission. Here soon, I'm going to hire a fundraising team here soon. Probably in the next week or so, just to, you know, beef up fundraising efforts. Like I love it because you all are getting involved, but I'm not really like the fundraising person. I'm the person that's like, let me just pull the shit out my savings and get it done. Let me see. She just wanted to know she wasn't going to kick any more out. Oh no. I wasn't gonna kick nobody out. Now they do be coming. They do sometimes. A few scragglers be coming after me, like especially after my video Friday. The Moors was just upset. I kept saying chicken bucket heads. They hate that. I kept saying chicken bucket heads. They really hate the chicken bucket. But some of them laugh because they get the joke. Like I joke. Like ain't anybody caught on to that yet? I don't know what to say. Like ain't no way you've been looking at me the whole time and don't see that I joke. So some of them be real, man. Oh, she's disrespectful. Oh, like they have no sense of humor. And them goddamn hat do look like chicken bucket hat. So some of them be getting real mad over it. You know, but go get a KLC bucket and just put it up. It look the same. It do. You know, someone got a little bit hot with me and they speaking out online. Oh, they trying to come back at me. Oh, she's black. Oh, look at her hair. Oh, look at her lipstick. She wears all this stuff. Oh, so don't matter. It don't matter. Churchy chicken. It do look KFC, really do. It do. Y'all can't get mad. I ain't designed the hats. The hats come from China. So don't get mad at me. I would have designed you a better looking hat. I would have designed you a brim, to be honest. So I ain't no need to get mad and make your little hit videos about me. And try to twist the story like you mad about something else. You mad about the chicken bucket hat. That's what you mad about because you undercover mode. You undercover boy, you mad by that chicken bucket coming. Don't get mad. Um okay. You can post. So the thing is, like, I'm not buying digital archives. So I won't be able to post it. I have to transcribe it in order to post it. But they sell big books of records. So they have these when you're talking about the original like titles and stuff, like they make you copy of those records and bind it. They wear China. Yeah, they made in China. They got a little made in China tag in them, in the hat, and they not in mad, saying everything is, they don't want to say about me, everything they want to say, but it's a joke. It's a joke. I be taking everything so serious. Friday is unpacked, uncut. Everybody like the joke till they get joked at. A lot of them are undercover mode. Exactly. I'll tell you what, better cut all that Islam shit out because the Pentagon watching as of today. So everybody who say Islam, okay, they just grouped y'all all in the Islamic State. So you ain't got to worry about the hate speech. You ain't got to worry about none of that no more. You just need to worry about saying Islam online and the greetings that y'all be doing online. Because right now, y'all really looking like a militia. I know I was joking Friday saying y'all was a militia. But when you put the whole picture together, wow. Yeah, the secret is out. The secret is out. The China, they see it. They know ain't none of them making them hats over here. Shoot. Frank Turner, that's Texas, Houston. Oh, yeah, you missed it. You gotta go back and watch Friday video. It's hilarious. They stole the receipt from our people. KLC, that is. You're so silly. Yeah, they did. The Trail of Tears in Alabama. It's a reservation in Alabama, but as always, they white folks. Yeah, they got white folks all over the reservation. All over the reservations. White people all over. I was about to ask, what about that thumbnail? Oh, you missed a lot, Original Megan. Where you was at? You missed a lot. That thumbnail was an Islamic group. They fight with Al Qaeda. They fight with the Taliban, but all of them African. That was the Africans. The Pentagon is calling it the Islamic State, but what they did was, what they're doing is, everybody who is Islam who got a militia has the capabilities of fighting with Al Qaeda and ISIS and all these people. So I just, like I said, I went and Googled Islamic State and all those pictures came up and all the men with different colors. So I saw the group of Africans and I was like, what? So those were North Africans, like be around Morocco. The North Africans fight with Al Qaeda. They got the same war flag and everything. And there's two flags. There's a peace flag and a war flag. So that war flag that they use, that I put in my video, that's the same flag that Al Qaeda flag. That's the same flag that Al Qaeda flies. The same flag. And they're North Africans. So I was on here talking about that, and then it just hit me that while the Moors are from Morocco too, and they be on here, it's a lot, it's a lot to unpack. But I want the Moors to unpack it for themselves, unpack it for yourself. Yeah, it is. Yeah, they do look like a 12-piece crispy though. They do. They do. Click pin link. Thank you, Learning and Building. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, they definitely mad at me. The Moors are mad with me now, all over again. Like they can't take a joke. Now it's probably gonna be 80 hit videos out about your niece. They love going after the woman who can joke better than them instead of just sucking it up. Don't be mad. I don't be mad if people be joking on me. I just joke back. I don't never start the jokes. I just finish them. I'll never start to be. I just respond, and my response is what people don't like. You can't control my response when you taking shots. Okay, then you're gonna get real mad because I'm a joke better than you. Yes, and I pay him no attention. And I pay him no attention. He's the same one that did a video on the matriarchs saying, with these death threats and stuff when I first came over here. I paid that boy zero attention. Zero. Yeah, all the secret moors with new bills. Don't need to be mad now. Don't need to cut everybody coming out the clouds and they don't need now. Will you take up arms when Al Qaeda come to your neighborhood? Is the question. Whose side will you fight on? Because Al Qaeda is here. Whose side are you gonna be on, brother? All these YouTube beef. Whose side will you be on? Al Qaeda or the Aborigines? Because this is beyond 10 people in the Aboriginal community. It's millions of us in America. And these people over here with guns. Whose side will you be on? It's the question. So everybody can make their little butt hurt videos if they want to. At the end of the day and at the beginning of the morning, whose side will you fight on? All ye closeted Moors. I haven't met. Okay. Let's see. They can throw a rock like shooting a pistol, right? KFC or Popeyes, Omega Red. Either way, y'all. Like I said, I won't be on here long. I'm about to get off here. I will see y'all. I'll see y'all Friday. Susu, better put them goddamn bucket hats to use. They better original American Dada too. It's time. Put them bucket hats to good use. Yep, pick a side and stay there. Exactly. Pick a side and stay there. Right now is not the time for division. Especially for the Aborigines. After what was released today, these boys finna strike us within 6 months. So, 6 months they finna strike, but they already here. So that 6 month timeline could be 6 weeks. That shit, they already, like somebody on here said, they already scoping out neighborhoods. So, we can joke back and forth all day, but at the end of the day, y'all know whose side I'm shooting on. Yeah, the Pentagon released today that Al Qaeda is planning on striking us within the next 6 months. Yes, you got to rewind this original American 92. The boy finna strike. That shit was released today. Them boys finna strike. But like I said, it's always these refugee groups who are militarized to fight. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. The refugees are literally on military bases all around America. And like I said earlier, every time they show the little advertisements, they always make sure they show the little kids waving to make it look like, oh, we only brought kids here. No, the fuck you didn't. You brought people over here that you can militarize. That's exactly what they did. And now all of a sudden, we're not supposed to put 2 and 2 together that y'all finna strike with America within the next 6 months. Y'all already here. You came over here, you got free housing, $200,000, and you finna go to war with the people. If you want to go to war with America, go to war with the people who did something to you. Go get Biden and them. They the one did something to you. Regular people didn't do nothing to you. Regular people didn't do nothing to you. We ain't did nothing to nobody, really. We just be in our own little communities, whether it's the makeup community or whatever community we be in. We be in our own little realm, minding our own motherfucking business. So anybody who want to come to America and put smoke on our land, then that blood on your hands now. And like I said, we in 2 realms here. So when you killing the gods that be, you got to realize the ramifications and the repercussions behind that. Sometimes you curse yourself even talking about the gods that be, let alone trying to kill them. You know, we ain't did nothing to no fucking body. So yeah, that's what they released today. That Al Qaeda, they call it the Islamic State. They said the Islamic State is about to go to war with America. For what? For what? So, and you know, look, like I said, look at the crime rate, you know, around you. Be vigilant, pay attention. You know, if you got beef with somebody in the Aboriginal community, I mean, what's beef? When the goddamn Pentagon said they finna bring this shit to your neighborhood, then what? So, either way, yeah, rewind this video back to the front. I'm about to get off here because, like I said, I got to cook dinner at 10:04 at night. Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more questions? Any more? Well, don't regret that you serve. At this point, you know, all former military men and our current military men need to be looking at what's wrong with, need to be looking at this system. Thank you so much, Joe Simmons. I appreciate you for the building fund. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. They need to be looking at this system and looking at how we can protect these communities. You know, the military men, former and current, gonna have to teach. You know, y'all gonna have to teach. You know, teach your girlfriend, teach your wife, teach the children, teach people how to protect themselves. But boy, you know, seem like they don't want us over here on our own homeland. I knew this shit was coming though. As soon as they was bringing them in, yeah, I felt it. But when they posted that today, I was like, oh, that's clarification. They really are over here to be militarized, just like the other group of Asians came over here and they were militarized against our ancestors via the CCC. The CCC literally acted like some niggas who was cutting down trees. Yeah, they was cutting down big ass trees too. They was cutting down them big ass trees that was where we had over here too. But they was also going and massacring people. They were also militarized, you know. So they was part of all that too. They came during the same era, World War I, World War II era, you know. So that's that. Either way, I'm about to get on here. I've been on here for 2 hours. I'm about to get off. I will see y'all on Friday. I love y'all. Thanks for all your support. And Susu and one other person, I can do your genealogies now. So I just need 2 people. That's it. Just 2 people. Okay. The trip to Washington is probably going to be next week. Okay. It's probably going to be next week. Taking a quick trip to Washington, Georgia. Okay. The first Washington, Georgia. So Metro Atlanta, reach out to me. Just put Washington in the title so I know who you are and know, you know, you want to roll. Anyway, I love y'all. The Streamlabs just put love and light. Love and light. Please refrain from posting link. What is you doing in my chat, Streamlabs? This restream. Am I tripping or was that Streamlabs just posted in my chat? What? Am I tripping or did Streamlabs just post in my chat? I'm on restream. How did Streamlabs get my damn? And all my admins was deleted when I came on here. I had to add admins back today. And Streamlabs, is you deleting my admins? What the? Boy, this crazy. This shit getting spooky. This shit getting spooky. This shit getting spooky. Nah, that training you got, and also you know this shit gets spooky. Somebody said Streamlab came in here and told people don't post links and added the person and said don't post links. The spook who sat by the door. Streamlab, you the spook who sat by the door? I'm clearly on restream right now. I ain't logged into them. But Streamlab was on one of my other posts trying to get me to come over to Streamlab. So whoever runs Streamlab clearly follow my lives. That's spooky. That's gonna come in my chat like you me talking about don't post no links. What? Tell them hard lie, boss. What the hell was that? Maybe the same company. I don't know. But all I know is I'm on Restream right now. I'm not on nothing else. I'm not on Streamlab. I'm on Restream. That was spooky as fuck, boy. That's why I said my number be going up and down and the comments be getting deleted. Now I'm starting to see who doing it. My goodness. Yes. Yeah. Is that a warning or what? Exactly. Exactly. Check out the Lyles family. Yeah, I know a few Lyles. Battle of the Street. Exactly. Right, and Love and Light, they came in here on you. Somebody don't post no links, Love and Light. They telling you what to do in my chat. Damn. Damn. This is Street Lab. Go home, Roger. Oh, go home, Roger. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. How them people just posted in my shit like that? How they even got access to my lives? I don't know how they got access to my lives, but I must be in the algorithm. If a whole company is on my live posting that I ain't even with the company, I'm clearly with Restream. Restream.io was where I'm at. Okay, let me find let me find the Restream logo so y'all know. Where's the Restream logo at? Oh, it ain't on here. I'm clearly on Restream. Like that was very crazy. Anyway, that just threw me for a little bit of loop. I'll talk to y'all Friday. Y'all have a good night. Sweet dreams. Got all of the foreigners shaking in their boots. Shaking in their boots. Okay. Anyway, I love you. I gotta go. I'll talk to y'all Friday. And harassing my subscribers. Exactly. Don't be coming on here harassing my people Streamlab. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? Don't do that. Anyway, good night, y'all. Good night. Bye.